As you've seen in the recent speech by Justin Trudeau, he was hinting, and I would say threatening, to use the military to clear out the protesters in Ottawa and maybe even other places in Canada. And something that I've seen also, though, is a bunch of videos and people within both the police and the military in Canada, and especially veterans, standing up with the protesters. And I think that is a huge development. I think it is something that has a real big effect on the kind of tactics that Justin Trudeau and the government can and will use. I think it's a very good, both, I would say tactic is the wrong word. I just think it's a very nice thing to see that will have a huge effect. I think that will hopefully makes this whole thing a lot more peaceful than if veterans and police officers weren't speaking out and weren't being honest and on the protesters' side right now. Because if no one like that is showing support for the protest, then it's way easier for the government to use harder force on the protesters, I think. So I'm going to show you one video I saw that was really awesome of this Canadian Army major.
I am calling on my military and police comrades, all of you, all of us who have sworn a personal oath to protect our family, our friends, and our community, to now stand up and protect your loved ones against this government-forced medical tyranny. You chose to serve because you wanted to give back to your community. And instead, the government has turned your love for community and your loyalty against you, and you are now a weapon against the very people you love. Brothers and sisters, you can't be forever changing indiscriminate government measures which use fear and violence, and also be for your loved ones and for freedom. You have to choose. I am asking you to choose your family and your community. This is why you serve. And this is your moment to be a hero for your loved ones. They deserve the truth. They deserve to be protected. I am also calling on all Canadians to join in solidarity together. Freedom and love for our community. Freedom to choose who you want to be, where you want to live, what you want to experience and learn, what your spirituality is and what you want to practice, who you want to love, what you want to put in your own bodies is the foundation of our democracy in Canada. We cannot let freedom die with this generation. May God forever bless the free citizens of Canada.
Right. And really notice that they're not talking about any kind of violence here. They're really emphasizing coming together and being peaceful in solidarity. These guys are not calling for, they're calling for the opposite of violence, right? They're calling for people to come together. This is why this protest is so successful, because they're really using the perfect kind of anti-violence, the most peaceful way to protest on this kind of scale. It's really amazing to see how peaceful this whole thing have been. And even now that Trudeau and the government is trying, this is my opinion, they're trying to escalate this, because Trudeau would like nothing better than some protesters getting violent, because that would give him every reason he needs to put in way harsher force. They just need to show some clips of some protesters getting violent. That's why it's so important to be peaceful, to be happy, to spread a happy message of unity and basically inclusiveness for all people, and the freedom to choose and freedom to be, yourself and be different from each other. And that makes it so hard to crack down with violence that, Trudeau is basically looking like, to me, he's looking for a reason, So that's why, like guys like this, veterans and police, asking people to come together is to come together to stand together peacefully, because it's so hard for Trudeau to to justify violence against peaceful veterans, peaceful both former military, active military, former police, active police. You know, that is the absolute worst optics he could ever have, and I don't think he's gonna go there. So that's why it's so important to have all these people involved in this sense. So I have some more videos I'm gonna show, and let's see. So here are some veterans in Ottawa. This is not really a long clip. It's just basically a 7-second clip. But I mean, just this show of, it's not a show of force. It's I guess a show of peace, you know. It's so important that these people also are out there, because it shows that what this movement consists of. It's not a movement of extremist, violent, whatever people. They've tried to portray this group as such for, let's see, over 2 weeks now. Trudeau has tried to portray them as crazy, racist, sexist, violent people. And at every turn, people have shown them to be peaceful, fun, happy people. You know, that is the thing you see if you really look at clips and live streams and so forth. And now that veterans and police are coming out and showing support, I think is huge. I think it's a great thing. And hopefully that will make it even harder for Trudeau to do what he is threatening to do. I saw another clip here I'm going to show a little bit of. It was so cool to see. Even the police are on the protesters' side.
I support you guys 100%.
Thank you.
Man. All right.
That's what.
I'm going to give credit here. I know it's from some channel, but it's from TikTok, Bammy Bear.
Like to hear.
So,
awesome.
I haven't been to Ottawa. A lot of us are.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but great things for our protest. Everybody's very
Wonderful.
polite, very thankful.
Yeah.
We just want
keep
to make
her
sure
peaceful.
that everybody's good. And when you
Yeah.
got these lights going, you're causing a lot of confusion on the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait till you get there.
Yeah.
Look at the smile of this guy, man.
You're causing a lot of confusion on the road.
Yeah.
This is a friendly guy. This is a guy who, he's a police officer. I mean, he's obviously doing what he thinks is right, being a police officer. I'm not, that is a good thing, right? He's trying to help people. That's probably why he became a police officer. And right now he's just, it's amazing to see these guys showing support in this sense. He seemed like he stopped them for some reason, like they have some lights on or whatever. But let's see if he says something else.
Okay.
Wait till you get there.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Want to come? It's a good time.
Oh my God,
No,
that
I'm
would be
working
so
my back
fun.
load. I gotta get home. I got like that. My deadline's today. I gutted this thing right down to the hull,
Oh yeah.
and I'm reframing it all aluminum. I got a bunch of aluminum getting cut by a guy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I want to, but we have to all have some. We need
Yeah.
some officers up here.
Yeah.
For sure.
You're
A
gonna
lot
see-
today.
You're gonna see a lot.
Yeah, we passed like 12.
12 of them going all the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to go through the whole thing. It's so cool, right? They're just bantering back and forth. He said something about like he's fixing up his house or whatever, because they asked him to come along to the protests. I mean, I've seen plenty of these videos. I'm not gonna dive into crazy amounts of them right now, but it's so cool, right? I'm hoping that more and more veterans and police officers, both active or not, come out and show support, because this is really a movement for the people. And this is, in my opinion, because one of the most important things that I think to consider is to keep it peaceful in any way. It's supposed to be peaceful. This is not about, you know, violence in any sense. And whenever this would turn to violence, it would fail, in my mind. Because it's built on, that's why I'm covering it. That's why I'm so interested in it. It's because it's such an amazing way to protest in a peaceful way that's still putting pressure on the people that needs to be pressured, basically. But and that's why they're gaining support. If they were being violent and whatnot, they would have been hit a lot harder a long time ago, and the state would have been able to justify it. So it's amazing to see, and I'm hoping that it will continue in this manner and it won't become any more violent. And I'm hoping that finally Justin Trudeau is just he has to realize that he can't stop this. I think he's lost control. He doesn't want to admit it, but a lot of the politicians around him in different regions in Canada, in different states, whatever you call it, the states in Canada, provinces, I think have realized it, and they have removed mandates and restrictions partly as a result of this. And I think, yeah, if I was Justin Trudeau right now, if I had his opinions even, I would not feel good about being able to enforce all these mandates in the future, in the coming future here, because the tide is against him. It's like trying to swim against a huge wave. I don't think it's going to work. So, but let's see. We're going to continue to watch.